Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. This is a special day here. We finally got the trailer for Vice and Mature for the King of Fighters 15. Very long anticipated. They announced these characters arriving quite some time ago. Me personally, Vice is one of my favorite characters of all time, so I'm very hyped and excited about all this. And of course, we're going to do the whole trailer breakdown thing as you would expect, but there is a few things we should get into first. One, really quick, I guess. If you don't know much about these characters, what are they like? Mature, very cool, calm, collected. Vice, very angry, unstable, and psychotic. Mature, very elegant, and her gameplay usually revolves around a lot of pressure, lots of plus frames. Vice, very brutal, and just lots of command grabs and slams. Basically, if you want to put it another way, Mature walks all like dee 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 dee, and Vice kind of walks like all doop doop doop. Besides all that, we got some news. On top of Vice and Mature dropping December the 12th, we also have the mega balance patch dropping for KOF the same day. I mean mega as in all characters get changes. With Vice and Mature, I think that's putting us at over 60. I think the game currently has 59 characters. So balance changes for 59 characters. So yeah, big patch. We got 20 DLC characters, 22 with Vice and Mature, who are bundled together is my understanding. And if you've never gotten on board just yet, well, they're going to make it a lot easier on you. As there's going to be a new Ultimate Edition of the game, also releasing on the same day, and it's just going to have everybody. So as a one-stop shop, it's pretty alright. And as far as like the base version of the game, they're also doing price reductions. So if you haven't gone on board yet, now is a pretty good time. I'm sure you heard about problems about online and matchmaking. That all got fixed quite some time ago. It was unfortunate when it was around. It did a lot of damage to the perception of the game, but those problems are long gone. Everything works just fine now. And also cross-play between all systems got patched in a while ago as well. And last thing before we get into the trailer directly, they did give us a lovely new piece of art. This is all of the Hekeshu, the servants of Orochi, and Orochi's the overarching big bad of all King of Fighters. And King of Fighters 15 marks the first time they've all been playable in the same game that's a canonical story game. So basically a neat little piece of history, although they do have Leona here. Gaidel was Leona's father and the reason why she's in this whole Orochi mess to begin with. He died a long time ago, he was never alive in any of the games, and I guess they count her as part of the Hekeshu now, which is kind of odd. That's really a first that they've ever done that as far as I can recall, but it wraps up the poster, makes everything look nice, so hey, there you go. Whenever we get around to King of Fighters 16, which is going to happen, we'll do City of the Wolves, then we're going to do the new Art of Fighting game, and then we're going to arrive there. I expect kind of all things to wrap around back to Orochi again. So now, let's break down the trailer. First off, Vice and Mature look fantastic. KOF 15 has like a very clean art style going on, and you can tell these models were made much later on than a lot of the cast because they look a lot better than a lot of the rest of the cast. They're evoking their classic looks, so kind of harkening back in the day like King of Fighters 96. They have very much secretaries. They were secretaries of Rugal, so that's kind of why they have the business attire look going on. For Vice specifically, Vice has been all over the place in, well, not recent years, but like recent decades, I guess. In terms of her skin tone goes from light to very dark. Her hair is dark brown to bright red and all points in between. So now I think they finally settled on what they want her to look like, and it's a strong look. We got the blood red eyes. She is the crazy one of the two. And now to go to the gameplay. You can see here like Vice hitting the classic pose, and these two are very much a big bundle of the classics, although there's some new things. Like Vice doing her big arm pulling you in move, the deicide. So what's different here is she's pulling from a dark evil power. Not the power of the Orochi, but the power of Capcom. The big deicide air dunk slamming you down to the ground? That is straight out of Capcom vs SNK 2. The aerial version of the move, she never had it in any of the SNK games. So I guess consider her having this move another Capcom and SNK collaboration effort. Also, where's Mature? Well, Mature was not in CVS 2. Vice is the breadwinner of the two, let's call it for what it is. Vice is Shawn Michaels, Mature is Marty Jannetty. Also returning naturally is the Gore Fest. So Gore Fest is Vice's signature command grab. She grabs you and just starts running and dragging your face across the pavement while tossing you up, and she has the time of her life doing it. In fact, in this version of the game, she's got a smile for the history books going on here as she's about to dunk you. Damage-wise, it's not the strongest command grab in the series, and a series with a lot of strong command grabs, but they usually give a lot of setup and Oki pressure. I was making guides on this channel almost 10 years ago about how good this move is. Trust me, it's solid. Now, next up, we get to see a little bit out of Mature. So you're going to see a couple moves here, one where she's flipping kind of upside down and attacking, and the other one here where she's running forward. This is Despair and Metal Massacre. Despair works different game to game. Sometimes you got to hit another button after the fact. Sometimes it has weird hitboxes that can make it cross up. Sometimes it can be very safe on block. Both the ladies, their moves change a lot over the years. The run-up / Metal Massacre, sometimes it's plus on block, sometimes it's not. We'll see, but they're core moves. Another core move, this is Mature's Rekka series, so it works exactly like you think. Like so, quarter circle back, punch, quarter circle back, punch, quarter circle back, punch. Multiple hits, you can stop whenever you want. For Vice up next here, we see her shoulder, and we also see the leap. So the leap right there is a command grab. It's a jumping command grab, it's slow, but if you get caught, you get dunked. The shoulder is super key to pretty much all of her combo structure. And specifically in this version, launches much higher than it normally does in most recent incarnations, which will play into the combo structure as we'll see. And here's a big highlight for me, Vice. The Power Bomb returns. So this is the Black End Power Bomb, and she has not had this move in over 20 years at this point. Now, besides looking cool, and that's great, everyone loves a good Power Bomb, the thing about this is, in previous entries of the game, this is an invincible move. Now, invincible command grabs are not unheard of in King of Fighters. We have people like Hanako, people like Clark, where instead of like a dragon uppercut, it's a command grab, so you got to watch out. But yeah, it's a very strong defensive move to have an invincible command grab. For Vice, it's very important to the flavor of the character because you got to dunk people. And also the part where she throws you back up makes me wonder if the follow-up is there. So follow-ups change game to game, and that's how she works, right? But usually the follow-up to the Black End Power Bomb is we just leap up and dunk you and power bomb you again. So I hope that returns, but already I think she'll be pretty okay if we have all the classic Vice stuff and we have our invincible power bomb reversal as well. Going back to Mature, another classic, the Ebony Tears projectile. This move is annoying. It's gigantic and it can be very slow, and she can just run behind it and keep the pressure up. If you're using it, you'll love it. If you're up against it, you'll hate it. And closing out this part of the trailer, Mature has something that's all new. Like, this is something that you just never had before. So, sort of looks like the Rekka series, except we got a gigantic launcher here. Almost kind of looks like something like Iori would do attacking. We're going to see it a lot in the combo section. It juggles, it'll be useful. And now, before gameplay here, just to mention this, because the line, get lost spirit, I'll send you back to the afterlife myself. So, they're not alive, they're still dead. And by the way, if you don't know this, they're dead. They've been dead since KOF 96. And they just came back to life because they felt like it. Like, there's no reason, no rhyme. They just can do it whenever they want. The plot line of King of Fighters 14 and 15 is the dead can come back to life, and they're not part of it. They're not part of it, right? They just come back because they want to come back. It's never explained. I'm sure it'll never be explained, but it's part of KOF. And now it's combo time, so let's dig in. So quick here hit, we see EX Metal Massacre. This has changed. In King of Fighters 14, this gave a small juggle. This game it crumples, so combo potential will be that much easier. There's the new move we talked about, re-juggles. And then we go into our Rekka series to close out the combo string. Next, EX version of that new move, juggles. So it's a big juggle based move here. Into EX Rekka, and we get more hits when we do an EX version of the Rekka, FYI. Into Metal Massacre, just again another hit after that launch. Next up here, once again, the new launching move. Into EX Despair to keep them juggled. Nice little float. We have another Rekka series, and then we're going to go into some supers. And Mature has always had the God Press, Rugal's move. Learned it from the boss, and yes, as you would hope and expect, the big 6 skull at the end is there. Next combo here, EX Metal Massacre crumples. We go into the new move. I wish I knew the name of this move. We keep going into that new move. Doesn't have that last hit, so that's a Rekka as well, potentially. And then we go into the Rekka series into her attack super. If I remember right, it's called Nocturnal Rites. Not as cool as Sick Skulls though, like God Press. Now going to Vice, we can see here, big kick, goes into our upwards version of Deicide to bounce, EX shoulder, regular shoulder, canceled into leap. Usually you can cancel shoulder into leap, FYI. Next up, they're not messing with the classics here. Close heavy kick into forward light punch. Classic hit confirm, goes into shoulder, goes into EX Deicide, goes into grounded Deicide, into the Gorefest command grab. Now just FYI here, the regular Deicide bringing people in. Normally you can't combo from it directly unless you're burning bar. And so we don't get to see it in this video, but I'm assuming you still can. But if you pull someone in, command grab is 1 frame. So you can bring them in, 1 frame command grab, and away you go. Next up here, close C, forward light punch. Once again, big hit confirm starter, shoulder, and then we go into another shoulder. Big launch helps. Into leap, into her air super, which is also a grab. So the classics are all here. Another combo we see here, close C, forward light punch again, shoulder. This is how our combo structure works. Big launch, EX Deicide spikes them back down. We get the bounce. Regular Deicide brings them in. And once again, it's time for a throw, but this time it's her command grab super. This is the negative gain, and of course 1 frame grab as you'd expect. Basically lots of Frankensteiners into a big stomp. And KOF trailers being KOF trailers. This is the part where we go right into raw max mode and do the cool thing. So we're going to get a showcase for Vice and Mature and what they can do, and along the lines of what we've already covered. Very thankful to see here, level 2 negative gain. There is the skull at the end. They both need the skulls. That's just how this works. And we go into the climaxes. And their climaxes are kind of wild, actually. So let's dig into that. So for Mature here, strikes the pose. Very elegant, as you expect out of her. And what we're going to get here is a lot of slashes. Once again, nothing too out of left field just yet. And it's like, nah, you know what? I'm just going to take a little nap here. And then as Iori comes crashing back down to earth, pose like a Naruto. Oh, I was behind you all the time here. And then just big skull, like, gives you a big slash with blood, like she's Wolverine. And Vice goes a bit further here. So her pose, a lot more deranged than Mature's, as expected. And this part, okay, this is the big dunk. This is actually very similar to her King of Fighters 14 climax. But then on your way up, Vice, like, basically just grabs you by your torso and, going by the look here, rips you in half. Like you can see after this happens, the opponent is not there anymore. And Vice, well, in terms of the lore, she is physically the single strongest character in the entire franchise. And she's absolutely crazy enough to do it. She's unhinged. Like, Vice will kill you and eat you. And that's not like a statement. That's fact. She's a cannibal. Like, actually. If you didn't know, well, hey, now you do. And that is our trailer. And it's a pretty damn good trailer. So Vice and Mature mean a lot to a lot of people. Once again, Vice personally is one of my favorite characters of all time. And both characters return with basically what you would expect out of them. We got the classic looks of these characters, which everyone loves. They return with all the moves you would expect. And Mature has something else that's entirely new. And we keep seeing that new move in all the combo structure, so it's going to be very important. We have Vice. Vice has her aerial, like, Air 2 ground Deicide come from Capcom versus SNK 2. That's really cool. We have Black End Back, which has not been a move in 20 years. We don't have the lightning legs return, Outrage, where she kicks, like, she basically has like Chun-Li style kicks. That is fine. As the characters finally started getting more identity in later years, that move is sort of out of character for Vice to begin with, honestly, so I don't really miss it. We got Powerbomb back. We got more ways to dunk people with Air Deicide back. Like, she's doing good. As a mega fan of Vice, I am very happy. I'm sure the Mature fans are also very happy as well. This is very well done. Of course, we got the patch coming. We have an Ultimate Edition for people who haven't gone on board yet over the years with all the content. It's a good time to have another look at the King of Fighters 15 if you never have to begin with or haven't had a look in a while. And once again, if you stopped playing a while ago, all those online sorrows have long since been fixed. So we're good to go. So they come out December the 12th. So the characters and the patch, and that's also the day of the Game Awards. And I very much expect SNK to show up at the Game Awards with more City of the Wolves content. So it's just going to be a big day in general for SNK overall. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I think you should too. That all said though, my friends, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some King of Fighters.